coffee? Welcome. This is the morning show on High Impact Television. We bring you conversations in different fields as related to different topics where you can pick one or two things that you can apply to your daily life and daily living. It's time for us to have one of those conversations where we talk generally about why people do what they do or the reason behind some specific actions. This time around, we're looking into the world of fashion. What is the idea? What is the psychology behind fashion? Who comes up with the pieces that we wear? Who comes up with the fad and fashion? Who comes up with the ideas of, oh, you can't put stripe on stripe or you can't put polka dot on black, or, who comes up with the rules and why do we have to follow those rules? What is the idea? What's the brain science behind all of this? What you wear, how does it speak volume of your person? How does it present you to the public? I mean, these are conversations to have, so we know what we are doing when we're trying to put some things together. All right, to have that conversation with me is a very interesting young man. I say he's interesting because he is a graduate of Obafemi Awolowo University. He studied agricultural engineering. However, that's not why he's on this set today, because what puts him or what makes him tick is anything in the area of empathy, psychology, and education. And today, Giwa Josie is here to speak to us about the psychology of fashion. Why is it important to take cognizance of, the hidden nuances and messages behind how we dress and how we present ourselves to public, what drives the fashion world? This is a conversation we're having this morning. Welcome to Tea or Coffee.
Yes, welcome. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining me this morning. Yes. You look good.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you. So, before we came on, I was asking you questions and I was discovering that you had other sides to you, but that's not the focus right now.
Okay.
My first question to you is, why are you putting on black?
Okay, so black generally speaks prestige.
Okay.
Yeah, so it gives that sense of prestige, and it exudes prestige. So which is actually why most graduation gowns comes in black. Well, there are some in blue, but most also come in black.
Okay.
So black signifies prestige.
I see.
So
all right. So you are very big on empathy, psychology, and education.
Yes.
Can you tell me in a few seconds how you veered off into that field so that I have an understanding of why you are very particular about the psychology of fashion?
Okay, so I just want to explain things.
Okay.
Actually, that's my core.
All right.
Like, I'm really fascinated about why people do what they do, and how it makes them feel. Because humans are really interesting, and I've dedicated like a huge amount of my time in trying to understand why people do what they do.
Okay.
And how it makes them feel. So empathy, also a big fan of empathy. Like listening compassionately, trying to be in the other person's shoe.
Okay.
Although there's this concept called empathy trap. Yeah, people. Yeah,
Empathy trap?
Yeah, empathy trap.
Okay,
yes.
what does that mean?
Yes, so empaths generally who always just want to, okay, I know how you feel. I'm trying to see things from a perspective. I'm trying to help. So when you do that over time, there's a very high chance you just move into the empathy trap. And empathy trap is where you always put the other person before you. Yeah, you always put the other person before you, and most times to your detriment. So at that point, you're no longer empathetic.
Okay, at that point you become what?
At that point, you are in the empathy trap.
Okay.
At that point, you're in the empathy trap, and it weighs you down.
Subjective.
Yes.
Okay. So let me pretend to be an empath right now. Are you okay? Are you cold? Are you nervous?
I'm nervous. Yeah, I'm nervous.
You're nervous.
I'm fine.
But you don't have to be,
Yeah.
right? This is a conversation between friends. Let's consider it that way.
Okay.
So for me, when I hear the word psychology of fashion, what
Yeah.
comes to my mind is why we wear what we wear.
Yes.
Now, when you see, as an empath, right?
Yeah.
When you see someone who, let's use me as an example.
Okay.
I have black
Yes.
on, and
Yes.
then some touch of green.
Okay.
When you see this, what's the first thing that comes to your mind about the kind of person I might be? And does that even work? I mean, can you actively, or what's the word now, determine
Okay.
the kind of person someone can be
Okay,
based
okay.
off colors that they're wearing?
Yes. The thing is, if you give me a snapshot of your wardrobe,
Okay.
it's a high chance.
You can decide.
Exactly.
Okay.
So, because the truth is, what you wear, the color you give preference to is not random.
Oh,
Yes, it's not random. It says a lot about who you are, about your personality.
okay.
So it's not random. I was speaking to a friend the other day, just met him, and he said, just threw the question to him, what's your favorite color? Then he was like, okay, do people still do favorite color?
Favorite colors.
Yeah, exactly. He said, well, yeah, he said,
Yes.
do people still do favorite color? But before he landed, he said, oh, wait, I think I have a favorite color. Well, he just notices they're like, in his wardrobe, they're like, most of his clothing have touch of purple.
Okay.
So it was like a subconscious thing. He did not know. So there are lots of people like that. The color you give preference to is just not, it's not random.
Oh.
And it says a lot about you.
Just say, what's your favorite color?
My favorite color is black.
Oh, it's obvious. Of course, I still have with me Giwa just say, and of course, he is having this conversation about the fashion, the psychology of fashion, why we wear the colors that we wear, and how, you know, our mood also determines the colors that we wear. Now, the little that I find out about him, your favorite color is black.
Yes.
Right. It's obvious. Looks good on you. Now, you were saying just before the break that sometimes all you need to do to determine like what your friend did. He took a look at his wardrobe and, you know, he was able to pick that, oh, I like purple.
Yes.
But there are a lot of people who will tell you that I don't have favorite colors.
Exactly.
Like, and so how do you now, there are some people I know who are they don't have any particular color,
Yes.
but they love colors. They just love the vibrant colors.
okay.
Would you categorize them as the vibrant set of people, the ones who are happy-go-lucky, who don't have moments of sadness, or what?
Okay, well, yellow, for instance.
Okay.
Yellow is the color of happiness. Because yellow actually, it boosts this a hormone. It boosts serotonin in the brain. It boosts serotonin in the brain, and it makes actually mostly creative rate. And seeing yellow around gets you creative. It keeps you active. So that's the effect yellow has on a person wearing it. So if you're down and you want to lift your mood,
just get some
for
yellow.
Exactly.
Into your day.
Yes, it's a very bright color, and it will definitely get the job done.
Okay.
Yeah.
So okay, you wanted to.
Unlike gray. Gray keeps you clueless. I mean like you can't. People find it hard to figure you out. So yeah.
So if I want to be indecipherable right now, okay. I'm already thinking of how to stock up on gray. Now, but you know that there are some professions that they have strict dress code compliance. Lawyers, for instance, are required to, they don't move beyond white, gray, and black. Usually. And, you know, that is a strict code for them to dress. Does it mean that some professions, because you mentioned that black, produce prestige.
Prestige, yes.
So does it mean that some professions are more prestigious than others?
No.
Oh, I'm just being silly.
No. Lawyers, for instance, why they love, like I said, it's just the color of prestige, and they want to just feel
the seriousness of the profession.
They just want that seriousness out of it. Or like blue, dark blue, because lawyers also wear that.
Definitely.
Actually, that's why most business suits and also some graduation gowns. Actually, exactly. Most business suits also come in with black and dark blue. Yes, because dark blue especially just signifies confidence. So you exude confidence.
That's cool.
It makes people think you're confident.
You were mentioning that a certain company that you work with, there's a specific need for you to gather data as to why people react to fashion in that way. Do you want to talk to me about that?
Oh, okay, yeah. So what we do there is ask. Okay, and we'll go to malls to ask questions, and okay, we just meet up with strangers. What does this color say about you? Like, what's your favorite clothing color? Yeah, people say like very interesting things. Like, I love my pine stripes. I love like big pants. I love hoodies. I feel very comfortable in that. So that what we're doing is once we gather as many
Those
data as
data.
possible, then we can come up with reasonable conclusions like, oh, 70% of light-skinned folks
Like this
love
color.
black colors.
Okay. Okay.
Because the data is really important, because there are international companies trying to penetrate the African market,
Okay.
and they need this data, because without the data, they end up wasting lots of money trying
Yes.
to understand the market. So what we're doing is just getting the data. Like, that's the process we are in now. Just getting as many data as possible. Say, oh, what's your favorite clothing color? What's okay? Yeah, I spoke to a 10-year-old the other day. Yeah, this is interesting. So a 10-year-old the other day, she said, okay, I just asked her, oh, what's your favorite piece of clothing? It's just simple. It was a T-shirt. Okay, she said currently her favorite of all her clothing, her favorite is a T-shirt that has "Leave Me Alone" written on it.
Interesting, though.
So "Leave Me Alone," and
Why does she want to be left alone, though?
so she's just saying. So I asked her why. She was like, oh, she feels confident. She feels on fire when she wears
That's
that.
interesting.
So like it just got me thinking, okay, so there's actually a relationship between what's written on your clothes and
the
what
way
goes
you
on your brain.
feel,
Exactly.
the way you feel.
So you say she feels on fire, she feels that. So getting that data about so many people, of course, we'll be getting data across several demographics, like different your gender, your age group. So we're in that process now, getting
Okay.
as many data as possible. So
Okay, just before I let you go, so what you're trying to establish now is that there are some colors that you would combine together
Yes.
and you actually feel very awkward, and then there are some colors that you would wear and it would, give you a lift during the
Yes,
day.
yes.
Now, what happens with colors that, usually
Yeah.
it was not until recent times that you could wear black on a normal day.
Okay.
Remember, there was once a time that black was specifically
Okay,
used for
okay.
mourning,
Exactly,
and then the
uh-huh.
moment you put on black, people are wondering who died, what happened.
Okay, yes.
Now, how did we break that fashion rule and move into that space where we're like, it's just another color?
Okay, now I'll ask myself which one came first. I think people just ended up using, okay, there's been that confident attachment with black, but somehow people started using it, people
Regardless.
started wearing it, exactly, to funerals and that, but it's still, that doesn't take away the confidence
That
look
it
from
comes
it.
with.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Jose, for joining me this morning
Thank you.
and having this conversation.